Hello everybody, welcome to this very special episode of Science of the Storm. My vacations are over and it is time to get back to work, and just in time too. With the imminent release of Kerosene the Monk, it is indeed time to release the long overdue Leoric special. Let's not waste any more time and let's get right into the heart of the show. Here is our first question, coming in from Tiani. Is Drain Hope affected by Spell Shield? Yes it is, but there is a little twist. Here you can see Drain Hope's damage in a normal scenario. Keep in mind that the last tick comes from Crushing Hope, dealing a flat percentage of the target's maximum health. Now, with the Spell Shield applied, you can see that both damage and healing are reduced by half, all except for that last tick, which goes right through the Spell Shield. Staying on topic, Malekith82 wants to know if Drain Hope gains increased damage by vulnerability effects like Hunter's Mark. It does. Keeping true to its interaction with Spell Shield, the vulnerability effect does increase the amount drained from the target. One last question about Drain Hope, coming in from NFL Fan 2539. How does it interact with Muradin's avatar? Given that it does damage based on the target's maximum health, the interaction with Avatar is surprisingly smooth. I would have expected the damage to be calculated at the start of the channel, but it turns out that it is calculated separately for each tick. You probably already know that every tick does increase in damage and healing, and I want to make a big shout out to Gin Ots over on Reddit for bringing us this detailed chart on how the damage is calculated for each and every tick. Let's move on to Leoric's E, Great Walk. Riri, or Rai, asks, can you stack the level 4 talent Hardened Bones with the level 20 talent Hardened Shield for a 100% damage reduction? Turns out that no, they do not stack, at least not additively. They do, however, stack multiplicatively. We can assume that this is the case for all abilities and talents in-game, but for this one we actually have proof. You already saw from the clip that damage still went through, although very little bit. T-Was was playing the Tassadar and actually crunched the numbers to come up with the most accurate answer possible.
I'm not sure. I'm afraid we need to use math.
From this tab, you can see that Tassadar's base damage is 146. Hardened Shield reduces the damage by 75%, bringing it down to 36.5. Hardened Bones on its own reduces it by 25%, which will bring it down to 109.5. When both talents are active, Tassadar is dealing 27 damage per auto, which means that the stronger effect, Hardened Shield, is applied first, bringing the damage down to 36.5, which then gets reduced by another 25%, bringing it to the closing 27. A couple of quick ones on his E, as I got a lot of questions of this sort and I want to get them out of the way. Leoric can move through enemy gates while channeling his E, resurrecting while hearthstoning will interrupt the cast, and a friendly Stitches cannot hook him with helping hand while he is channeling, but the hook will ignore him and pull another target right behind him. Moving on to Leoric's heroics, let's start off with the only relevant question about March of the Black King I received, coming in from Borsky. Does Shrink Ray affect the damage from the heroic if applied during the cast? March of the Black King makes Leoric unstoppable for the duration, while still dealing damage to everyone around him. It turns out that if you cast Shrink Ray after Leoric started the cast, the damage will not be affected, even if the Skeleton King will be shrunk down, much like Diablo with his Lightning Breath. Applying Shrink Ray before the Skeleton King starts channeling will halve the damage as usual. And finally, we can move on to Entomb. Melody wants to know, can Thrall push enemies outside the walls of the tomb using the Sundering? Nope, the targets will be stunned, but they will not be pushed out of the tomb. And Zio Pinguino, what kind of name is that? Anyway, he wants to know, can Tassadar try the same thing we just did with Thrall, but with Force Wall? The targets will not be able to move at all, squeezed tightly between the tomb and the Force Wall, but they will not be pushed out of it. This concludes this week's episode of Science of the Storm. I am sorry for my hiatus, but as I mentioned, I really needed some vacations. Stay tuned next week for more tests, and as always, you can find the link where you can submit your questions on the screen and in the description box below. You can also click on the annotation on the bottom right for more Heroes of the Storm content, and you can join my chat channel in-game, or you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter for the latest science updates. I am SunGlare, the Italian gamer, signing out. Thanks for watching!